Hey Woodturners, I'm Captain Eddie Castle and welcome to the front porch. Yeah, the front porch. That'll have to work for right now. It's the last week of June. Hurricane season started. And last week, our tropical storm Cindy, mean damn woman, came blowing in here, took the canopy off the front of the shop. The last day of the storm, we had a little microburst. I think that's what they call it. When it comes down and it tore it, and then flipped it, and then bent it, and well, we're going to get another one out there, some kind of way. I really would like to go something more durable, but hey, you know, it happens. But for right now, I got some things I need to talk to you about. You know the deal. If I need to talk to you, all you got to do, watch. So I'm sitting here this afternoon. I'm bagging up cutters. These are some 18mm rounds, and I've got some radius squares, and I got some squares, and I have some little rounds, and I got some diamonds. I got all kinds of cutters, because that's what we stock here at Big Eye Productions. We supply you carbide cutters for carbide tools made by us, or made by probably 20-25 other people. But what's coming up in a couple of weeks, 8 weeks from today, I believe it is going to be the SWAT, SWAT. And this doesn't involve the guns and the helicopters and all that. No, this is much more important. This SWAT is Southwest Association of Turners, SWAT. And if you look them up on the website, it's SWATURNERS.org. Yeah, look this address right here. Just look them up on that. You'll get all the details about it. You'll see who's going to be there. You know who won't be there? That other guy. I don't know who he is, but he won't be there. But all these folks are going to get together the last weekend in August, and we're going to Waco, Texas. Yes, I know it's going to be damn hot, but you don't have to hang around outside. You get out of your car and you go to an excellent convention center, and everything happens inside a convention center. They even feed you meals in that place. Yeah, and I'm not talking about the $30 hamburger or stuff like that. The lunches are free, and then you can buy a ticket for the Saturday night dinner, which is great. And this isn't a whole bunch of old guys rolling hot dogs on the grill outside. They bring in a full service caterer to do this. Oh, they won't come to your plate and put the stuff in. No, you have to go get in line and get the stuff. But the food is that high quality, and it's great. It's one of the many things. Let me tell you about some other things. If you've ever been to a symposium, this is the one you want to go to. Why? They don't sell a magazine. They don't sell high-priced memberships. They don't hook up with a hotel and get a lot of kickback from it. They don't. What they do is bring in awesome demonstrators to teach you, the wood turner, how to turn. We're not talking about a guy who's going to show you how to wrap barbed wire around a piece and make it look rustic. No, that ain't going to happen. They're going to show you how to turn. They're going to show you the latest tools, the best equipment. Some of the best demonstrators in the world are going to be out there. I mean, wow. This would be an awkward cut because one of those flying gas tanks just went across. Really rumbled the place, and I know you couldn't hear me. The guy's name is Lyle Jameson. Yeah, he's out of Traverse City, Michigan. He does some awesome work. But here's the thing. He sells tools. He's there to show you the tools. He's there to demonstrate the tools. He's there to answer questions for you if you've got tools. He's right there. JT Tools is there. They make tools. They got all the same thing going on. Ron Brown from Ron Brown's Best. All right, Ron Brown's second best. Just kidding, Ron. Since he broke his leg, he might be a tough dog now. Lots of wood. Lots and lots of wood. Then there's a gallery. The gallery is huge. And this isn't a bunch of highfalutin demonstrators that are showing you something you can't do. This is stuff you can do on your lathe, in your shop, your time, or you can get an idea. Bring a camera. And if you got one of those little compacts, bring a couple extra discs. Why? Because you're going to take 1,000 photographs. If you don't take 1,000 photographs, you're missing a boat. Bring a 3x5 card. Just need one. When you want to get a gauge of a size, set the 3x5 card next to the piece. Snap it. You know it's 3x5 sitting right there. You can gauge it from there. When I made my first ornamental lathe, I copied off of Gorse Duplessis's aluminum lathe he made to take to AAW. They wouldn't let us measure it, the guys in the club. Oh no, that'd be offensive. I didn't measure it. I took a dollar bill out of my pocket, put a dollar bill up there and snap. Took like 140 photographs. I was building mine the next day because I had everything I needed. So you got something of reference, an ink pen, business card, a 3x5 card, or whatever. You can normally use that to work out some details if you got to make it exactly. But you don't. You're going to your shop, taking what you've learned at SWAT, and you're going to grow. You're going to grow. And you're going to turn. And there's no politics. Did I mention, and I know I didn't because I didn't get around to it, SWAT, Southwest Associated of Turners, it's an association of Turner, clubs. These are maybe 30 clubs that have banded together to put this association together. All these clubs come together. They elect a board, they elect a chairman, they have a show manager, they have this, they have that, they have all these folks, and they all are members of clubs. Members of clubs. They're not the senior sales manager for such and such. And their job is not to promote Bob's lathes. Bob, don't be offended, but that's how I could use. They are wood turners. And this is a family event. When they do a shout out in the evening to see how many people from each club show up, you think you're going to be in some kind of gang war. I mean, they are serious. And there's an awesome auction on Saturday night and again on Sunday. And there's lathes given away. Yes, lathes with an S. Lathes given away at these auctions. So if you want to have a great time, I'm only telling you this because I like you and you're a wood turner and you want to grow. SWAT, SWATURNERS.org, Waco, Texas, last weekend in August 2017. I will be there, and I'll have all these cutters and stuff with me, and you walk up and shake my hand and say, hey, Cap, I'll give you a cutter. Did it last year. Well, we met a whole lot of folks last year. Need to meet with you this year. Now, I'm on a porch because I told you the candidate got blown away. And it's lightly misting outside, which means you can't go do the film work outside. 3 years ago, I had a brain tumor. I went to a club somewhere around Washington, D.C., or that area. Now, here's the bad part about it. I know it was northeast of Washington, D.C. I don't know what town I stayed in. I don't know what club I visited. I don't know where I demonstrated. All that was in the brain tumor, impacted by the brain tumor. There's a block of my memory that's gone. I can't remember a lot from that whole summer. And here, you had me driving on a highway by you. Yeah, that won't scare you, nothing will. But I didn't know I had this. When I got back and it got real bad, they took care of it. But I don't remember those things. So sometimes when I tell you stuff, it's not that I'm trying to repeat myself, I just don't remember. The other day a guy drove up here, came up like he was my best friend, like I'd known him forever. He used to belong to the same wood turning club I did. I didn't have any idea who the guy was. Really. But in 5 minutes we sat and visited, and you can do that. I live on Highway Drive in Old Jefferson, Louisiana. That's 2 miles outside of New Orleans. Yeah, there's no dead bodies in front of my street. They're all in New Orleans. But I live right outside of New Orleans. If you're in the neighborhood, stop by. He stopped by to visit because he had a problem with a chuck he bought. He bought a scrolling chuck. Scrolling chuck. All right, this is a chuck that the jaws open and close when you move the two levers back and forth on the radius. So when you move the levers, the jaws open evenly and then they close. It's not my favorite kind of chuck because it's where do you get that third hand? You learn quickly that to hold that rod in place, a piece of rope to lathe or a block or a tool rest works really good. And you'll learn how to work that thing. But he says his takes a third hand because it's so crummy. He showed it to me. Crummy would be a better stage than what his is. His was, for lack of a better word, pretty crappy. It had finish, oil, glues, everything on it, in between it. These things have shivs that slide back and forth against each other. Now, not be a good word to use shivs, but they got two steel plates. And when the steel plates slide back and forth using the rods, it moves the jaws in and out. All right? It's a great idea for doing it. But trash will get down in between those plates. And the more trash gets in there, guys will really screw up. You know what they'll do? They'll spray it with WD-40. Sue me. I want to tell you never to ever use that product on a wood turning chuck. Why? It's got a solvent. It's got oil. When the solvent blows off, where's the oil? Yeah, you're right. It's in those jaws. And it'll build up garbage and crap, and then you can't work it. So, you're going to clean it. Let's go back to basics. You're going to clean a faceplate chuck like that. The best way to go about it is with simple mineral spirits. Very simple mineral spirits. Not naphtha cleaner or lacquer cleaner or anything else. Simple mineral spirits. Put it in a bucket, work the jaw back and forth, work it out. It's one of those with the squeezed jaws on it. It may take more than one trip to that bucket to get it done. Or you may just let it soak there and then you can get it done. But that will clean it. I've shown you, I've got some videos of cleaning a one-way stronghold by taking all the jaw inserts off, and that's where the trash is at, and those screws, and then putting that down in mineral spirits and running it on the drill, and it'll clean it up. I know it's in my list of things to look at chucks. Oh, I want to do something real quick. Okay, it's running. Tried to restart a couple of times. Having a little technical problem here. Things to brain. All right. If you have a one-way stronghold chuck, and you take the jaws off, and you take the jaw rollers off, they're numbered. Your chuck is probably numbered to match what those numbers are, and they're easy to put back in. You put them in the right spots or slots, or you mark the slots because they're numbered. You put a rubber band around the outside of those keepers, and you crank it down. If they all four go together at one point, you got it right. If one's off, back it up, let it skip, go back down. Let it skip, go back down. You'll line it back up, and it's not such a pain. Really easy to do. Keeping that clean, and I mean keeping it clean with no lubricant on it, is the way to go. You don't have any movement there when you're turning wood. You don't have any friction. You don't have any problems to overcome. But if you spray it with 3-in-1 oil, WD-40, Super Lube glue, and there was another one I had back there yesterday, looking at it. That's just going to attract trash. Remember, you're dealing with microscopic particles. You don't want it to be attractive. You want to keep it clean. If you're going to go get it, and I wanted to go get a fresh can of mineral spirits and do this for you, and I probably will, but I'm going to get a clean 1-gallon paint can at the same time. I'm going to put the mineral spirits in that paint can. I'll be able to clean my chucks in them, and then close that can, and right on the top of it, chuck cleaner. Chuck cleaner. That way I know where it's at all the time. And if one starts acting up, it takes me 5 minutes to dip in that bucket, spin that screw around, get some of that trash out, and go back. Don't shake it out, because all the trash is going to float to the bottom, and that's when you're going to do really, really well. Here goes another gas tanker. Okay, but it's a big one. but it was still a big plane. And out in the front we had those noises. So, alright, I was telling you about cleaning the chucks. Don't oil them. Man, don't oil them. I'm just telling you, there's no friction, there's no problems. And that spray stuff in a blue and yellow can, all that does is attract something to clean. And you have to put it on again and again and again. And slide guides and all that. I have found that there's some residuals left from the mineral spirits, and that's all you need. Really, all you need. Now, another thing, last week was the AAW, and it was in Kansas City, and I couldn't go. Here's the deal. I can't walk very far. Just last week we discovered that if I try one of these rolling, walk behind with handbrakes and all that, and a seat, I can get behind that and go someplace. And when I get there and I'm dizzy, I can sit my butt down. And that's how I'm going to get around. That wasn't ready last week. Didn't know it. Was still being taught that. Going back to the original doctor, the guy that took the brain tumor, he knows more about this in the healing process. Apparently I've healed, but some things didn't come back. And my equilibrium didn't come back. So, but I was telling you about the AAW convention. It was in Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Kansas. I guess that's why I missed it. All right. It was a great demonstration piece. Let me tell you what I got a problem with. I got a problem with safety. Really, really do. I saw a guy on YouTube or one of the other film things that had a piece get out and get away from him. It popped off, came out the chuck, broke in half, or whatever. And it bounced up and skinned off this mask. And it got me thinking, when I was a safety director for a general contractor, when I had guys that asked me for a face mask, I'd ask them what it was for. And you know what the answer was? For my face. No. What are you afraid of hitting your face? If you're worried about little steel particles coming off a grinder, we got a shield for that. If you're worried about sawdust coming off a saw, we got a shield for that. If you're talking about using a grinding disc, and maybe the disc popping, we got a shield for that. And it really depends on what you're going to do. If you go from safety glasses, these aren't safeties. I have them, got them at Sam's, and they work pretty good. These are my standard bifocals. To a simple screen to just protect your face. But is it? To one that's got a frame on it that's really protecting your face. So, when I was a superintendent and I was talking safety with guys, I say, here, tell me what you're afraid of hitting you. And we weren't turning wood that weighed 25, 30 pounds, coming off a lathe at 3,000 RPMs and bouncing off of something. We were talking smaller fragments. And I say, here's how you test it. Put your hand against your face, just like that. I'm going to hit you with the weight you're afraid of with the shield on. Tell me how that worked out for you. If they had a pair of those little rubber goggles on, it didn't work at all because it really smashed their face. If they had the shield that doesn't have the bottom frames and it just flips down, and you can buy them at Home Depot, Lowe's, the Ace Hardware in the corner, or any other crackerjack place. That's what you bought, your nose got smashed. Now if you went out and got a better one, and I'm going to see if I can get the brand name and put it up here. If I get it, it's going to be right here. I'll tell you what it is. They're an awesome frame, completely surrounded. They have an insert you can change, and they hold up like great. I've had my bell rung with that on more than once, and I don't have any, really, this is not damage. I don't have any damage from it because it helped my face. Now, if you're really believing that wearing that little thin, flimsy thing in front of you is going to save your face, your teeth, your eyes, your nose, all those things your wife or kids like about you, you're wrong. It's not going to happen. So let's step up. Get one more better notch on it. get a better one. And so I don't want to buy a better one because it's going to cost a lot. When you order it, order replacement shields. 3. Why? Because after you use one, you'll forget until you use number 2. And then you'll remember and you can order it again. But you'll really have to beat it up to do onto it. Now, I normally spray mine with a product made by STP called Son of a Gun. It's for cleaning upholstery in cars. It's for cleaning plastic in cars, not upholstery. It leaves a film and the dust doesn't cling to the film. That's a good one. Just brush it off, airbrush it off, or use the wand or whatever, and then wipe it. But don't wipe the dust off. You'll scratch it. And they make a couple of different degrees of hardness. You get the cheeky one, you're getting a cheeky one. You get the good one, you're getting a good one. It's just that simple. You get what you pay for. And I really believe in them. I've done a lot of turning out here. You see me in the studio and I'm working over lathe and I don't have it on. When I flip the camera around, well, most of the time I've taken it off because you can't hear me if I have it on. I won't do that again. If you don't hear me, it's okay. But I'm going to have that shield on. I'm going to be shielded up because I'm really worried about getting hit. I've seen some terrible pictures. Don't send me any. I've seen some terrible pictures of people getting hit by stuff flying off the lathe. Guys getting hit from somebody else's work coming off the lathe. I was hit 3 times at a David Ellsworth demonstration by another guy in the room. He didn't understand how the chuck worked. And it looked pretty good to him. He'd turn it on, touch it with the tool, and out it'd go and it'd bind. 3rd time it hit me, I went over and said, "Doc, let me work with you for a minute. You don't throw things off the lathe." He didn't go tight, closed. He went tight open. And since it was real close on tolerances, he couldn't tell. So when you know your tools, when you know how it works, you know it's safe, you're better off. Next time we get together, I'll have a couple of the tips and hints for you. And I talked to a couple of guys. I had 2 gyms and a Mac call me today to order cutters. Great conversation with all these guys. When you call Big Guy Productions, at the phone number right here, when you call that, you get me. You might get my voicemail. I don't answer the phone if I'm in a car. Sometimes I can't do anything if I'm in a car. If I'm driving, I definitely will not answer the phone. I won't talk to you if I'm driving. There's enough going out there I can't handle it all. So call me, I'll help you. If you want to buy cutters, I don't care whose carbide tool you have. Really, it doesn't matter. You can buy the other guy's tools. You can get discounts on other guys' tools. You get guys that don't want to use those tools, and they sell them off. Get them, but don't pay $16 for a replacement cutter. No, 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 no. My most expensive cutters are 3 for $29. What is that? Under $10 a piece? Under $10 a piece. Now, I do charge you freight. It's $4 freight if you buy cutters. You buy a bucket load, I'll waive the freight. But no other games. Okay? Here's the deal. If hey guys say, I'm calling you up, I'm with this big club in Florida, in this housing community, and we all want to buy cutters. So we're thinking about 100 of each. Okay? Can you do me a deal? I'll do you a deal. Okay. Can I get, say, 5 of each right now at that deal? No. And the guy, he wanted to argue with me. I said, no. When the turnip truck threw me off, it stopped and landed on my feet. No, there's no packages. There's no deals. I've got the lowest price on the planet. On a regular basis, this is the place. Big Guy Productions. www.eddiecastellan.com. That's where you have to go to get your cutters. We'll get them out to you. If something goes wrong, we fix it. I don't have 2 customers out there in a whole crowd of what we've been doing for the last 7 or 8 years that have gotten bad business from me and I didn't fix it. You call, you talk to me about it, we fix it. Management will not tolerate people talking bad about us. We will do what's necessary. And one guy, that's why I'm saying I don't have 2. One guy that wanted something really, really special for a really, really special price, didn't want to pay the taxes, he got mad when it happened. Hey, he won't like me, but that wasn't part of the deal. So, I guess that's it. I got to get out of here and do something. Well, I got to pack these cutters. That's number one. Oh, number two, I got one for you. Here's a pet peeve. I was sitting on at the bank today. The girl in front of me pulled up. She had one open space to go before she'd be the car to be waited on. I'm sitting there like a good citizen. The car at the window drives off, and she's sitting there, and she's sitting there, and she's. Now you know where this is going, right? She's sitting there forever. I tap the horn, and she does this. I tap the horn again, and she straightens up and pulls up. Guess what? This thing was in her face. This is what caused me to give up my motorcycle. People feel that ever since they saw James T. Kirk go, beam me up, Scotty, that they have had instant communications. It's got to happen that fast. Nothing's got to happen that fast. The world will not end if you don't answer that phone. The world will not end if you don't read that text. The world will not end if you don't see those emails. It won't end, trust me. You may think about it, you may be worried about it, but put the damn phone down. Drive your car. Pay attention to life. If you sit in a restaurant, you look at a table of people, got 7 or 8 people in a crowd all got together to have dinner, and every one of them's got the phone up and they're doing something. Those people aren't having dinner together. They're having dinner over a phone conversation. So, put it down. Leave it go. It's not that important. Trust me. It's never been that important, and it never will be. I gotta get out of here. Scotty. Scotty! Damn, when you need the guy, he takes a nap. Alright, guess I gotta push the button. You take care, be good, get out and start making shavings. I'm Captain Eddie.